Before Olympus rose to power, one place struck fear into the hearts of gods and titans alike. This wasn't just any prison. It was the abyss where even immortals go to suffer. This is the story of Tartarus. Before the world as we know it took shape, before the mountains rose or the oceans formed, there was only a vast, endless emptiness. In this primordial void, three beings emerged. Chaos, the formless state of the universe. Gaia, who would become the earth itself, and Tartarus. While Gaia represented life, creation, and the world above, Tartarus became her direct opposite. He was the great pit, the deep abyss, a place of darkness where light could not reach and time itself seemed to crawl. In the earliest days, the primordial gods ruled, but their children, the Titans, led by Kronos, overthrew them. This set the stage for a cosmic war that would shake the foundations of existence, the Titanomachi. The children of Kronos, the new Olympian gods led by Zeus, challenged their father for control of the universe. For 10 long years the war raged, with neither side gaining an advantage. The Olympians were powerful, but the Titans were immortal and seemingly unbreakable. Zeus knew he needed a prison strong enough to contain these ancient, powerful beings forever, a place from which there could be no escape, and so he chose Tartarus. The ancient Greek poet Hesiod described its terrifying depth. He wrote that it would take a bronze anvil 9 days and 9 nights to fall from the earth to reach its gates, and another 9 days and nights to fall from its gates to the bottom. That's how unimaginably deep it was. Imagine a place twice as far from us as the heavens are. To guard this ultimate prison, Zeus enlisted the help of fearsome allies he had freed from its depths, the Hecatonchires. These were monstrous giants, each with 100 arms and 50 heads. They were the perfect jailers, standing guard at the bronze gates of Tartarus, rattling chains thicker than tree trunks. Once the Titans were defeated, they were cast down into this dark abyss, bound in unbreakable fetters, never to see the light of day again. Even the gods on Mount Olympus feared to speak the name of Tartarus too loudly, for it represented a power and a finality that terrified even them. But Tartarus wasn't reserved only for gods and giants. Over time, it evolved in mythology to become the place of ultimate punishment for mortals who committed unforgivable sins against the gods. These weren't just ordinary punishments. They were eternal torments, custom designed to fit the crime. You've probably heard of Sisyphus, the clever king who cheated death twice. His punishment: to spend eternity pushing a massive boulder up a steep hill, only to watch it roll back down the moment he reached the top. His struggle was endless, his goal forever just out of reach. Then there was Tantalus, a king who was once a favorite of the gods. He abused their trust by stealing their divine food and, in his greatest act of hubris, tried to trick them into eating his own son. His punishment was a cruel irony. He was forced to stand in a pool of water that would recede every time he bent to drink, while luscious fruit hung from branches just above his head, blowing away whenever he reached for them. Forever hungry, forever thirsty, with relief always in sight, but never attainable. And let's not forget Ixion, who dared to desire Hera, the queen of the gods. Zeus tricked him, and for his transgression, Ixion was bound to a perpetually spinning, burning wheel for all of eternity. Each of these figures was trapped in a personal hell, a cycle of suffering designed to last forever. Tartarus wasn't just a prison, though. In some myths, it was a forge for monsters. Gaia, Furious with Zeus for imprisoning her children, the Titans descended into the dark pit. There she coupled with Tartarus himself to create the most terrifying monster of all, Typhon, a colossal beast with 100 dragon heads, breathing fire, whose roar was a cacophony of lions, bulls, and serpents. Typhon was so powerful, so monstrous, that he was able to challenge Zeus for supremacy over the cosmos. Their battle was cataclysmic, nearly tearing the world apart before Zeus finally defeated him with his thunderbolts and cast him back down into the abyss from which he came. To the ancient Greeks, Tartarus was more than just a place in the underworld. It was a fundamental concept. It symbolized a fate worse than death, the final, inescapable boundary. It was the abyss beneath the world where gods were imprisoned, mortals were tormented, and monsters were born. A place beyond hope, beyond mercy, and most terrifyingly, beyond escape. So the next time you look up at the sky, remember that in Greek myth, just as far beneath your feet lies a darkness so profound that even the gods who ruled the heavens lived in fear of it. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the abyss, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from mythology. See you next time.